Hello everyone. So from today we will be starting solving dental pulse, and we will be starting from the chapter deciduous dentition from the subject total anatomy. Okay. We will try to solve as many questions, and we will solve at least 20 questions in a day. So let's begin. So the question 1 is, which of the following deciduous molar bears the greatest resemblance to a premolar? So the answer is A. Maxillary first. Maxillary first deciduous molar bears the greatest resemblance to premolar. इसका explanation देख लेते हैं. Primary maxillary first molar resembles permanent premolars. Primary maxillary second molar resembles permanent maxillary first molar. Primary mandibular second molar resembles permanent mandibular first molar. Primary mandibular first molar does not resemble any of the permanent tooth. Okay. Now the second question. The largest mesiodistal diameter in primary dentition is. So its answer is B. Mandibular second molar. Its explanation is, okay, largest mesiodistal diameter in primary dentition is mandibular second molar. Largest buccolingual diameter in primary dentition is maxillary second molar. Okay, so mesiodistal diameter सबसे ज़्यादा किसका होता है? मैंडिबुलर सेकेंड मोलर का. और बक्कोलिंगुअल डायमीटर सबसे ज़्यादा किसका होता है? मैक्सिलरी सेकेंड मोलर का इन प्राइमरी डेंटिशन. नाउ द क्वेश्चन 3 इज प्राइमरी डेंटिशन पीरियड इज. सो इट्स from 6 months to 6 years. Its option is C. Right? Its explanation is, from 6 months to 6 years is primary dentition, from 6 years to 11 years mixed dentition, and from 12 years onwards permanent dentition. Right? Question 4 is, how many cusps does the crown of maxillary first primary molar have? So its answer is 4. Answer is C, which is 4. Its explanation is, primary first molar has 4 cusps, primary second molar have 5 cusps. Okay. Now question 5, which of the following has the maximum faciolingual diameter of the crown? तो अभी हमने ऊपर पढ़ा कि मैक्सिमम फेशियोलिंगुअल या बक्कोलिंगुअल डायमीटर किसका होता है? मैक्सिलरी सेकेंड मोलर. So its answer will be A. Deciduous maxillary second molar will have the maximum faciolingual diameter of the crown. Now, how many roots does a primary maxillary first molar have? So its answer is C. 3. Primary maxillary first molar have 2 buccal and 1 palatal root. Okay. Question 7. Primary teeth that present the most outstanding morphologic deviations from permanent teeth are. So its answer is mandibular first molar. Okay. So mandibular first molar present the most outstanding morphologic deviation from permanent teeth. Question 8 is, roots of primary and secondary teeth are different in that the primary roots are more divergent and flaring. The other difference is, the primary roots show less accessory and lateral canals. The primary roots resorb more easily. Primary roots are shorter, or none of the above. So its answer is A. Primary roots show less accessory and lateral canals. Okay. Its explanation is, the roots of deciduous teeth are longer, slender, more divergent and flaring, with thinning out rapidly as the apices are approached. The flare allows more room to accommodate the developing permanent tooth buds. Okay. Now question 9 is, the primary lateral incisor begin to calcify at about. So the answer is 4th month in utero, 4.5 month in utero. जो प्राइमरी लेटरल इंसाइजर होता है वो 4.5 मंथ इन यूट्रो में कैल्सीफाई होना स्टार्ट हो जाता है. Question 10 is, when viewed occlusally, a primary mandibular second molar closely resembles which of the following mandibular teeth? So हमने पढ़ा है इसका आंसर है B, permanent first molar. Okay. Now question 11. At what age does calcification of primary dentition begins? So its answer is B, 13 to 16 weeks in utero. Explanation देख लेते हैं. Maxillary and mandibular central incisors are first primary teeth that begin to calcify at 13 to 16 weeks in utero. Okay. Now question 12. Pulp chambers and root canals in deciduous teeth are wide and deep, shallow and narrow, wide and narrow, or shallow and wide. So its answer is shallow and wide. Okay, explanation is, the pulp chamber of deciduous teeth are larger and pulp horns are placed in a higher position. The enamel pulp and dentine thickness is limited, making the pulp chambers shallow. The pulp canals are wider and the apical portion of the canal is much less constricted than that of permanent teeth. Okay, now the question 13. Cervical bulge, true is. Option A, enamel rods at cervical region directed occlusally results in constriction at cervical region, is characteristic of deciduous teeth, or all of the above. So its answer is this, is characteristic of deciduous teeth. Explanation, when viewing the medial and distal aspect, the curvature or bulge of the crown at cervical third above the cervical line, okay, is called cervical ridge or cervical bulge or cervicoenamel ridge. More pronounced cervical ridge are characteristic of deciduous teeth. Fine. Now question 14. Primary teeth differ from permanent teeth in following aspect. Option A, thickness of enamel and dentine. Option B, pulp chambers are longer. Option C, roots are flaring. Or option D, all of the above. So its answer is all of the above. Question 15. Which statement is correct about deciduous dentition? A, calcification of maxillary primary first premolar is completed at birth. B, mandibular first molar erupts at 1.5 years of age. Option C, the crowns of primary dentition are more yellowish than permanent. Or option D, the primary dentition is initiated at 10 months in uterus. So its answer is B, mandibular first molar erupts at 1.5 years of age. And its explanation is, first primary tooth bud is initiated at 6th week of intrauterine life. यहाँ पे लिखा है ना कि the primary dentition is initiated at 10 months in uterus. No, it is 6th week of intrauterine life. Okay. Now question 16. Transverse ridge is prominent on occlusal surface of which of the following deciduous teeth? So its answer is option A, mandibular first molar. So mandibular first molar have transverse ridge which is prominent on occlusal surface. Okay. Question 17. How many pulpal horns are there in mandibular second primary molar? So its answer is 5. Okay, 5 pulpal horns are there in mandibular second primary molar. Question 18 is, the highest or longest and the sharpest cusp on the deciduous mandibular first molar is? So its answer is mesiolingual. The long and sharp mesiolingual cusp is an outstanding feature in the deciduous first mandibular molar. Question 19. Cusp of Carabelli can be considered as normal finding on deciduous mandibular first molar, deciduous maxillary first molar, deciduous maxillary second molar, or deciduous mandibular second molar. So the answer is deciduous maxillary second molar, because as we all know, deciduous maxillary second molar resembles permanent maxillary first molar, and we all know that permanent maxillary first molar contains cusp of Caraveli. Question 20 is mesiodistal width is more than cervicoincisal length of crown in. So its answer is deciduous maxillary central incisors. The crown of deciduous anterior teeth are wider mesiodistally in comparison with their crown length than are the permanent teeth. Okay. So question 21 is, with respect to their permanent successors, the sum of the mesiodistal diameter of the first and second deciduous molar is generally. So the answer is B. The sum of the mesiodistal width of primary first and second molars is greater than mesiodistal width of premolars. This width difference is called the leeway space of Nance. It is 0.9 mm per quadrant in the upper arch and 1.7 per quadrant in the lower arch. Okay. Now question 22. Among the differences between teeth in the deciduous and the permanent dentition is that A. Buccal surface of the permanent molars are flatter. B. Cervical ridges are more pronounced in permanent molars. C. Root trunks of deciduous teeth are larger compared with their overall root length. D. Crowns of deciduous incisors are wider mesiodistally than their cervicoincisal length. So its answer is D. Crowns of deciduous incisors are wider mesiodistally than their cervicoincisal length. Question 23. The direction of enamel rods in deciduous teeth are. So its answer is C. Inclined in an occlusal direction with the cervical third of the crown. So we know that the enamel rods in primary teeth slope occlusally in primary teeth and gingivally in permanent teeth at cervix. Question 24. During the development of a tooth, sound coalescence of lobes result in. So its answer is grooves. Okay, so grooves or fissures are formed at the junction of the developmental lobes of the enamel. Sound coalescence of the lobes results in grooves. Faulty coalescence results in fissures. Okay, so sound coalescence of lobes results in grooves. Question 25. What is the thickness of the layer of prismless enamel found in primary teeth? So its answer is 25 micrometer. Let's see its explanation. A relatively structureless layer approximately 30 micrometer thick called prismless enamel. It is found in the 70% of permanent teeth and all deciduous teeth. This prismless enamel is absent over cusp tips and present towards cervical area of enamel surfaces. The sharpest, question 26, the sharpest cusp of primary first molar tooth is. प्राइमरी फर्स्ट मोलर टूथ का शार्पेस्ट कस्प कौन सा होता है? मेसियोलिंगुअल. ओके, द मेसियोलिंगुअल cusp is the most prominent cusp in the primary first molar. It is also the longest and the sharpest cusp. The distolingual cusp is the poorly defined cusp. Question 27. The pulp of first primary molar contains. Its answer is 4 pulp horns and 3 root canal. ठीक है, the pulp of first primary molar contains 4 pulp horn and 3 root canals. Question 28. Which among the following is not a common finding of the deciduous dentition? So its answer is A. Tight contacts, absence of spacing, because we all know that the development of adequate spacing in primary teeth is a very important factor in the development of normal occlusal relation in the dentition. Tight contacts and absence of spacing is not a common finding of the deciduous dentition. Now question 29. The crowns and roots of primary molar at their cervical portions are more. So the answer is slender, mesiodistally. The crowns and roots of primary molar at their cervical portion are more slender mesiodistally. Question 30. Resorption of root of primary incisor starts at. So its answer is A. 4 years. Only about 3 years after root completion, primary roots Primary tooth roots begin to resorb, usually at the apex or on one side near the apex. Resorption of deciduous incisors begin at 4.5 years, and at 6 years it is shed. Okay, so we have completed the first chapter. It only contained 30 questions. So if you like this video, do like and subscribe this channel. Thank you.